are back. What's going on, guys? I go by the name of Cleo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living.
I'm Patrick Cloud.
And I am the anomaly Will Ferrell. We are the Arcade Tokens, and this is Coin Toss. This podcast is brought to you by Gridiron Gaming, and of course is powered by the PFRPA and produced by Thunder Studios.
Getting good at that.
Appreciate it,
man. The cadence in which he carries it. It's always so great, man. This past Sunday, guys, Group B4 played using the Food Fight rule set, which uses stamina mode with 75 HP, food items on high, and a standard setup. We had Miles McKenzie advancing to the final stage through the winner's bracket, and Yezero Yez Askew advancing through the loser's side. The two complete the list of all 8 players who will be playing in the finals this upcoming Sunday, January 31st.
I can't believe January 31st is this Sunday. Right? But shout out to everybody making these rule sets. Super creative. I love the food fight. That's really interesting. But just so you guys know, the top 8 players who made it to the finals are Lade, Yez, Spargo, Meister, who is on the show today, Sharp, Pandarian, Miles, and Louis Money. So we got a huge show coming up this Sunday. Congratulations to our finalists. And the final stage will work differently than the stages before it. Rather than taking place in several 4-man double elimination brackets, the final stage will consist of one 8-man single elimination bracket. The players who advance to the final stage from the winner's side of their stage, 2 groups will be known as the halves, and the players who advance from the loser's side will be known as the have-nots. Haves and have-nots, Tyler Perry reference. The halves received higher seeds and will choose which rule set of the available 16 will be used in their first set. The have-nots can veto this choice, but after their third veto, the 4th rule set that the haves select will be the final one.
Yes, indeed, it will. And of course, please don't forget, for their second set following round 1, the players will enter semifinals territory. At this point, the standard rule set will be added to the pool of possible rule sets. Each player will ban 8 of the now 17 rule sets, and the tournament organizer will compile those bans, take whatever is left, and randomly select the rule set that will be used for their match. The same procedure will be used for the grand finals match. So believe me when I tell y'all, you do not want to miss the action this Sunday, January 31st, for the Smash Bowl. You can watch all of that action, and it's going to be starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's exclusively on Thunder Gaming's Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/Thunder Gaming LA. All right, fellas.
Yeah.
All these competitors coming in. It's low key Clash of the Titans. Not even low key. It's high key Clash of the Titans.
Scary stuff.
I just gotta ask before we get into the stuff. Who's your money on? Because we've interviewed maybe 3 or 4 people that's in the finals.
I'm gonna have to say it's between Louis Money and Meister, because those are the only 2 that I know personally. So it makes sense to give my cheers to that section.
I'm not gonna sleep on my boy Sharp. I'm not gonna sleep on that boy Sharp, because we talked to Sharp. Sharp seems like he might be a little bit focused, so he might be the underdog in this. But I too, man. Yeah, Louis Money though. I really owe Louis Money at number 1 and Meister coming in at number 2. What about you, Cleo?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Sharp, Louis Money, and this is crazy to see all of these guys put in all this work, compete at such a high level going into the Smash Bowl finals. This is the finale. These guys work every single week. They didn't know what was getting thrown at them. It's one thing just to go into a match when you guys just know it's a 3-stock battle, go for it. But these new rule sets that were thrown at them every single week made this tournament so much more enjoyable, kept it entertaining, kept everybody on their toes. And these are the 8 best guys to go at the very end, man. I hope the best man wins, but to the 3 people who we've had the chance to have the opportunity to talk to, man, we're definitely in your corner rooting for you guys to bring it on home.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed, we are. Now, we also, before we get into our interview today, we got a couple of things that didn't hit the streets Okay. We're gonna get into some video game and movie news. First, video game news: The Last of Us 2. Very controversial game that dropped. Some people loved it. Some people had some very, negative things to say about the game. But one thing you cannot say is that it did not come out on top and was a champion of 2020. Why do I say that? The Last of Us made history, nabbing the most Game of the Year awards across the world with 261 Game of the Year awards. Awards, sir.
There's first of all, there's 261 organizations doing gaming award shows.
Yes, there is, sir. And guess who was hitting the no? Guess who sat at the number one spot for that? And they beat them out
before that.
One award.
Who?
The Witcher, with 260 Game of the Year award wins. Last of Us 2 beats them out by one award.
Can't argue with that. You cannot argue with that. There's no way that 261 countries? How do they do that? Is it one per country?
I don't know, bro. I have no idea. I'm positive we probably have like 120 of those awards here.
Oh, in America?
It's so weird.
Yeah.
For things like that, like the critically acclaimed things, like, they always like to throw, boom, critically acclaimed. Like they love to throw those two words before everything that has some hype built around it and has done well in its performance, I guess. But I didn't get it. The Last of Us 2 did not connect with me. I loved the first game. I thought it was incredible storytelling, incredible gameplay style. Where we went to in Last of Us 2, it just didn't hit. So I'm very confused on how it became the game, like literally the game of the year. Literally.
You know why it didn't hit for you?
One more time.
You know why it didn't hit for you? And you like the first one? Storyline or
story? I got about 3 or 4 hours into the storyline, man, and it just nothing kept me playing. Nothing kept me playing, man. And that was just me. But apparently, 241 organizations around the world feel differently, and they gave it the award for Game of the Year. So the most critically acclaimed Game of the Year awards of all time. Ridiculous.
Of all time.
Of all time. Yeah. Of all time.
And did you guys play The Witcher?
I have not played The Witcher. I did watch someone play The Witcher. I do understand the hype behind it. Again, too, though, if you're in it, you're synced, you're locked in. But it is one of those that it's either gonna catch you or it's not gonna catch you. And I unfortunately was one of those. It just didn't catch. I do plan on trying it though, just because of that.
I have to now. 260 is ridiculous. That is a lot of awards.
Yes,
that's stupid.
Yes, it is. And then 261. I haven't played any of The Last of Us, so now it's kind of time, I guess, for me to go ahead and pop this CD in and play the first one and see what the second one's about. Yeah.
I have a question for you guys, though. Because gaming is a brand new, it's not brand new, but it's like a newer booming industry. And we saw with radio, historically, it went from who has the coolest song to who is secretly paying the most. You know what I mean? It became like the payola thing. And then we saw movies. Rotten Tomato kind of did the same thing. Now it's literally like politics. If this director is running shit or is running things, we have to make sure that he gets his accolades. So I have to ask, do you think that that's going on in gaming, or if not, is it going to?
I think it is.
Hard. I am nodding my head extremely hard.
Is that because you think Last of Us Part 2
happening here?
I think, yeah. I think for me, yeah, I think so, bro. Like, to be honest, I think the only difference between everything else, there's a format they're using where it doesn't require our opinion. Where it's based off of is the game's performance, how it moves, the graphics, and how many units did it sell. So although we didn't like The Last of Us 2, just like we didn't like Cyberpunk still was one of the highest selling pre-ordered games in history.
Yeah, but I feel like even
The Last of Us is getting a series. Like it's already being transferred over to a live action series. That is happening. So
movie,
if anything,
series for Netflix, a live action series.
What?
Yes. So they're already making the transition for it to be a franchise beyond just video gaming. So
Yeah.
come on, man.
Tom Holland?
We know
You
how
know
the
what it
promo
is.
game goes. Y'all are throwing every tagline to go along with it to build it to when it rolls out.
Tom Holland.
This is why.
Tom Holland's gonna be
Is Tom Holland gonna play the girl? That's what's gonna happen.
Tom,
He gonna
the
play
girl.
He gonna play.
He gonna play Ellie. Yo, chill.
He gonna play Ellie. Like, hey.
Last of Us is gonna be Chris Pratt and Tom Holland. It's like, wait, but who's Ellie? No, it's Chris Pratt and Tom Holland. that's who's in it.
Don't think about it.
Don't have
It's in theaters March 16th. Just go.
Shout out to
But
HBO
I think
for taking the risk and bringing it to life. It's going to be on HBO, man. And I don't know what story they're planning to tell. We don't know. But yeah, Pat, I agree wholeheartedly. There's a lot of political things moving to give this that much accolade.
Hey,
come on.
That's how your boy still winning awards. I hate to say it. That's how your boy,
Right.
your Metal Gear boy.
Kojima?
I feel like, hey, whenever he makes something, they just throw the roof at him.
Right?
They throw the roof, the house, and the apartment complex. But hey, he is a genius.
Right.
So
You're right.
It is, and it's just like I think it's a mixture of everything y'all just said too. Just the like to Cleo's point, is your game franchise expansion worthy? And if it is, then yeah, let's put the money behind it. Like how Last of Us, even though it wasn't the solid story that y'all wanted, you still played it, and still people still enjoyed it. So there's that even thing. So it's like, okay, but can this be a series? Can this turn into a cartoon? Can this be made into a movie? Who can we attach and how much money can we make off of it? Then there's other ones like Sekiro that is just good because in a traditional game standard, it hit everything. It's impossible to beat, which means you're going to continue to keep coming back to where you don't have to add nothing to it. So it makes it the dopest game. But there is a format to that where they're using it to be winning politic wise. So I definitely agree. So
that's going to be an interesting article one day.
Yeah. I just want to see how the format is. We saw it when it was with music, like you said, like, yo, you buy to play on the radio? Wow. And that broke, so I can't wait to see what gaming is. But
and it went for a minute without getting caught.
It did.
Long time. We're talking years,
long time.
Decades in.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. But fellas, speaking of HBO, as you had said earlier, with The Last of Us being on there, there's something else. Of course, you know, HBO has been decided to be kind of disrespectful to movie theaters and just roll out everything this year. The biggest thing we got headed towards us currently is Godzilla versus King Kong. We finally get. This has been going on since the 70s. We've been wanting to see this. Yes.
Really?
People have been wanting to see it. Bro, people have been like
from giant monsters like fight each other. Like Godzilla made a franchise out of it, but you know, King Kong for sure has been more of a stateside thing, and it was always that who would win, that mystery factor of a fight, and now we're finally getting it.
Yes, we are. And so a few people kind of got a little upset because it was just like, are you about to shrink Godzilla? Because this don't really match. So if you've seen Kong Skull Island, Kong only reaches about 104 feet. Like he's massive, but he's not Godzilla massive. Like Godzilla probably towers. Yeah, so people were trying to figure out exactly how is this going to match up. But here's things people didn't factor in. Kong Skull Island takes place in 1973. Godzilla versus King Kong is today. He was a baby in Godzilla Skull Island.
What about when he climbed the Empire State?
King Kong Skull Island.
King Kong Skull Island. Not where when he climbs the building. That's two different franchises.
Yeah, but is that the same King Kong?
No. No, not really. No, not really. It's like
because if he had to climb a building, he's automatically too small.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, no, even if you climb a building, that's not the same King Kong. But he would have to be that size to have climbed the Empire State Building in Kong Skull Island, which is 100 and something feet. But not in this one. That was in 1973. He was that tall. So now slap on 40 years, 50 years ago. Kong old. So that is how they make up for him being so tall. And right now, they still have not given the official feat of if how tall Kong is going to be, and if Kong is taller than Godzilla.
I like how people are trying to introduce science at this point. Like, well, would you have to shrink Kong? Or it's like, they're giant monsters. Just who cares? Make them big enough. Do people want to see an accurate one where they're like, okay, a small, like, no, make them the same size and make them. Everybody just wants to see the fight. But I will say this: I feel like the movie's gonna be dope. Ending has to be trash. There's no way. Those are two really big IPs, and I don't see which one would agree to take the L. You know what I mean? Like that's You think Kong side would agree?
Give me another Kong movie. Yeah, give me another Kong movie where he could actually go do something. There's nothing. There's too many things of Godzilla we still ain't seen. Like I think even too, Cleo, you had mentioned Mecha Godzilla is seen in the trailer if you go look at it.
Yeah, he's there. Like in the very first 4 seconds of that trailer, man, that I was so excited for. I've been following this entire build up for this MonsterVerse thing that they've been building over the last couple years. I love the first Godzilla. I love Godzilla King of the Monsters. I really did enjoy Kong Skull Island. So when it was finally announced that these two were getting in a film together, I thought it was just going to be a simple battle. But then the post-credit scene where they find a King Ghidorah's head like sliced off somewhere and the guy buys it, I'm like, so they're going to use either this DNA to figure out how to bring him back for a Mecha King Ghidorah, or they're going to figure out how to use technology to get us a Mecha Godzilla to be able to control all the other kaijus or big monsters all around the world. First 6 seconds of the brand new trailer, you see this towering figure breaking over buildings, and his entire head and throat are red. Godzilla, when he's angry, it's not red here; it's blue.
Yeah.
When he's getting ready to do the astral breath or anything like that, or atomic breath or anything like that. So, boom, confirmed. Mecha Godzilla is in the film. That's going to be the real villain of that. So we're gonna get it.
So you guys are Godzilla fans.
Huh?
Yeah.
You guys follow? You guys follow all the movies and stuff? Godzilla?
Yeah. The most recent ones for sure.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Yeah. So it's interesting to see that and to continue to stick with it properly, because like a lot of people kind of got confused as to what they were doing with like the first one, and then like you said, King of the Monsters and stuff like that. But to see them now, like, okay, you're sticking with a storyline that's dope. Because, like, if you watch King of the Monsters, it's like, there's no way y'all know they exist, Kong exists, and you haven't created a deterrent to fight against them. Which is why I think, too, I was kind of a little more like, so are you going to bring Pacific Rim into this? Because all of them still fall under the kaiju type of brand for Godzilla and everything like that. Because that's what I think. That's what the monsters are called in Japan, right? Kaijus?
Kaijus, yeah. I would like for them to not. I would like for humans to not start getting into mech suits themselves to fight these gigantic creatures who are legendary in history. Let these guys battle it out. I don't know where you go from here. Honestly, I do think this is the last of the entire story. Because I think it was like this is going to be the trilogy for Godzilla, pretty much. You had your first two, and this is going to be his last one. Then that's it. So, yeah, leave the humans out of it. I do think the humans will be in control of the Mecha Godzilla suit somehow, controlling it remotely, and then we'll just see what happens from there. Let's see them team up and beat the hell out of it and rip his tail off and hit him in the head with it. I'm cool with that.
That was specific. What if it ended up just being something thrown by Timbaland and Swiss Beats? It was Godzilla versus King Kong. It just come in and sit out.
It's just war tracks. That's it.
Pin it to a board right now, guys. The next versus battle for sure. Godzilla versus Kong will be sponsoring it. Pat already set it up. Great. That should have been us. That should have been us.
Literally, the monster sitting down, like, you want to go first?
All right, I call this first track. Man, that was one of the ones right there, yo.
I remember this.
Called this one chess beat.
I was in Japan in the 30s. I remember this one.
The screams elevated the bass when I did it.
Burned my house.
But you already know what's coming next. We're about to go ahead and get into our interview. We are very excited about this one. We have another Smash player, especially coming from the Smash Bowls tournament. So we're going to go ahead and pick his brain a little bit about why he got into this, why he is here, and how he feels about being in the finals of Smash Bros. So let's go ahead and flip to the other side of this coin.
All right, guys, so before we get into our coin toss interview of the day, I just want to shout out our sponsor, Ceasars. Open up a world of choices at over 50 resorts and casinos with Ceasars Rewards and get rewarded for doing everything that you enjoy. Earn rewards credits when you play, dine, stay, bet, party, or relax at a Ceasars Rewards destination. Then redeem for free or discounted hotel stays, offers for dining, shopping, shows, and much, much more. Put simply, Ceasars Rewards offers endless ways to earn the benefits that you love. Learn more and sign up for free today at Caesars.com/myrewards.
All right, our guest today represents Mexico as a pro player for Space Station GG. He's earned almost $3K playing in this tournament so far, and he will be in the finals of the Smash Bowl going down January 31st. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Meister. What it do, Meister?
Hi, how you guys doing, dude?
How's it
The
going?
Pink Death. What about that for a nickname? The Pink Death. What do you think?
Dude, I'm down, bro. Sounds pretty sick.
I know these aren't your headphones or the chair. That's the girls, right?
Yep, correct.
I say you just steal it from her, and then get the nickname the Pink Death.
I'm actually planning on doing so, man. She just doesn't know yet, dude.
Oh, branding switch up.
So how long you been playing Smash, man?
Woo! Competitively, like since like 6-7 years ago, and then well, casually since I was born, basically.
Since you were born?
Yeah, because I mean, Melee came out in 2001. I think I started playing at like the age of 3, so yeah, something like that.
Whoa, wait! I just realized you're 20, right?
20.
Yeah, I'm about to be 21 in a month.
So you were born in what? 2000, 2001?
2000, correct.
That still blows my
He
mind.
wasn't even there for the N64 Smash, bro. He wasn't even there.
Nope.
That's why we gotta ask these questions, because now we can't go past 2000.
But now, but I've learned one thing now though, that there's that thing of that Mexico pride. Like every time you be seeing like boxing, they be like, yo, I've been boxing since I was 3 years old. This all I know. It's the same thing. I've been playing since I was 3 years old. And that's why you're a professional now. It's that pride. I see it. It is real.
So did you go back and play any of the old school ones? Like Cleo was saying, you weren't there for the 64, but obviously you're making money playing Smash. You're in top ranks. So did you ever go back and say, let me see what the originals were like? Did you ever like try to go? I know it's harder to go back if you didn't start with it.
Yeah.
But
I actually played back in Christmas this year or last year. I played Smash 64, and I had already played it a little bit before, but I didn't like it. It's like I cannot move. I cannot move.
I can't even hate on that.
Yeah,
It makes
like,
sense.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I think they all got their charm, but I didn't vibe with 64 at all.
We can't even play it for that long.
It's definitely a battle to try to go back. After playing Ultimate this entire time, going back to even try to enjoy Smash on the 64 is definitely a hard thing to do. So what was your main when you first started playing it with Melee?
Oh, with Melee, I mained Link, and I think a secondary Game & Watch. And then in Brawl, I still mained Link, then secondary Lucas. I didn't touch Game & Watch at all. And then in Smash 4, I was like, hey, I used to play with this dude, right? And I was like, he's got a 9 or something. That's kind of cool, bro. So I picked up Game & Watch again, and then I was like, wouldn't it be sick if I got a 9 at a tournament? And that's why I stuck to him. That's literally the entire reason.
Wouldn't it be sick if you what?
Wow.
If I landed like a 9 in tournament, I was like, if I land a 9 in tournament, everyone would go like, oh, that's sick, yo, that's hype, right? And it was sick maybe like the first 5 times. Then after that, everyone went like, oh, that's lame.
It's time to switch it up.
Did you keep Game & Watch into Ultimate then?
Yeah, like basically since Smash 4, I was like, I'm still gonna play Game & Watch even if he's like low tier in Ultimate, which I did think at the beginning, and everyone did as well. But I still went like, I love this character. I'm gonna stick to him whatsoever, right? Like, I really don't care if he's good or not.
Dang. So you smashing people with a low tier character, and they probably like, he plays Game and Watch. This is gonna be easy.
Mhm,
Right?
Yeah, that's how people went at the beginning. Yeah.
It's a setup.
That's interesting.
It's a setup, bro.
Yeah.
You get Mr. Game and Watch flips pancakes. He throws out keys. He has a flaming stick. It's too much for me. It's
It's
so
a trampoline
much.
too.
The trampoline. Let's not forget the trampoline. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think
dope.
that's something that like people don't take into consideration at all, just because of how they think of Game and Watch now. But I think he has a very unique moveset in terms of like how creative it is, how like they implemented everything from the Game and Watch series, because Mr. Game and Watch is not like playable in the Game and Watch series technically. He was playable first in Melee, and it's amazing how like they got all those like things, those little things from like the Game and Watch series to make a character, you know.
Mm-hmm. So you just said that the Game and Watch, the original Game and Watch, he was not playable. And I know we've interviewed a couple of people who mained certain characters in Smash, but didn't really know too much about them. Like we talked to someone who mained Metal Gear, Solid Snake, but didn't really play the games like that. It was really just for Smash. Is it something like that for you, or like you said, did you go back and play the original Game and Watch game?
No, I did go back and play the original games. Well, when I played Game & Watch in Melee, I obviously didn't know what a Game & Watch was because I was like 5 or something. I don't know. But then later on, when Smash 4 came out, I went back and played a little bit of them. On the DS, I believe there was. I don't remember if it was the DS or the 3DS, but like they released like an emulation of like the Game & Watch series of like Chef and Judge, and I played those two. And then I just recently bought the Game & Watch Mario series. I don't know what it is, but it's like the ball one. So I played a little bit of them.
Okay.
Well, just to keep on with that too, like you also said, your one of your that you like to play in Melee was with Link. So kind of the same question as well. Have you dived into like the Ocarina of Time on 64? Have you played any of the Legend of Zelda games?
He was born in 2000, Will.
I gotta know.
Yeah, actually, Melee is what got me into Zelda because I knew everyone talked about Zelda. Like my friends at school talked about Legend of Zelda, and I was like, "What's that? That sounds like super cool, right?" And I remember one of my uncles kept on saying like, "Yo, that game's so hard. They are so long, whatever, right?" I was like, "Are they really that hard? Like, I don't think so, right?" So, Melee got me into Ocarina of Time, and my God, screw the Water Temple, man. Screw that temple, dude. Jesus.
That makes
I
me
couldn't
feel
complete it.
someone who was born after the year 2000 can still relate to Water Temple hatred. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't complete it without a guide. Like right now, I can beat it because I've beaten the game like 10 times already. But like, yeah, back then it's just damn. I hate it so much. Even to
Nah, you
this
need
day,
the
I hate it. I find it so boring.
I had the guide right by my side. No shame. No shame. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Absolutely.
So touching on how great Ocarina of Time was, would you like to see a re-release of the Ocarina of Time game? Would you like them to retro it, bring it back, update the graphics, and maybe a new playing style similar to the
I
Breath of the
would
Wild
like it.
game?
Yeah, I would like it. It's like they released it back on like the 3DS, right? And I think the graphics were interesting. I think it was one of the better games at using the 3D thing back then. But yeah, it would be pretty cool to see it. I mean, I don't see why not. I'm still waiting on Nintendo to release N64 games on the Virtual Console, but I don't know why they're taking so long, man. I just want to play it. I just want to play it on the Switch.
I mean,
Switch
think
is-
about it, when they just released the Mario trilogy games. That was our first real N64 emulation brought back to a newer console. So maybe it's up in the air, man. Maybe it will return.
Oh, remasters are everything. These I feel like now we're in the age of remasters. Half because there ain't that many good new ideas, and half because like we're now reaching the age where we kind of want that nostalgia. Like playing Super Mario 64 on the Switch was incredible. So
No,
it's kind of it's safe. So since you were born in the year 2000, what are your like nostalgia games? You know, because technically they're pretty recent. So like, what were your like childhood staples?
I think Mario Sunshine is probably like the most nostalgic game for me. So when I heard that it was getting ported into the Switch, I was like, dude, that is godlike, right? And like the thing is, the reason why it's so nostalgic for me is because I actually learned how to read with Super Mario Sunshine. Like the game booklet that comes with like the game, like the instructions manual or whatever. I learned how to
Yes.
read with that as a kid.
Wait.
Wow.
Dive into that a little.
Yeah. If you could just can you say that one more time? Just one more time.
I learned. I learned how to read as a baby with the instructions manual of Super Mario Sunshine.
Like you taught yourself, or that was like a lesson?
Yeah, so you see the instructions manual says stuff like, oh, you gotta press R to use float and stuff like that, right? And my mom was the one who was like helping me back then with like the game. And she couldn't figure some stuff out on it. And what she tells me is that I went like, hey, it says here that you have to press this button to like use this action, right? And she was so freaked out because she was like, wait, did you just read? And I was just like, well, I don't know, mom, right? Like, I'm freaking like 2 or something. And she said she went like crazy, and she told my dad like, "Oh my God, he learned how to read with like a video game. That's crazy." She bumped us so hard, yeah.
All I know is this now: Mario is about to come for Barney and Sesame Street. I'm just like, yo, if an educational piece don't come out from Nintendo after this, like
that's the one thing that they haven't done. That's like the only thing they haven't done.
Yeah, Mario has not been a teacher. That's it.
Actually, yeah,
maybe. That's the
it?
most gamer thing I've ever heard. Like Mario taught me how to read. That's
How to read.
That's pretty cool.
That's dope.
You're different, man. You between game and watch, you liking Sunshine. Like you're like a very interesting gamer. Like I kind of want to know what else you were playing. Like give me another staple in your childhood.
Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero is definitely up there. I think Guitar Hero 3 was released at the age of 7 when I was 7, right? And I was already playing an expert when I was like 8 or something.
Okay.
Like, and even to this day, I still do it. That's why I'm so good at it. Which led into me learning how to play real guitar when I was in middle school.
Good. I'm glad. Usually there's a weird point in time where you're like, I'm playing this game way too much. Like I was playing Guitar Hero every single day, and I'm like, I don't even know how to play the real guitar. And then you just make that switch.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the main things that people ask me when I play Clone Hero on stream. They go like, "Hey, Maestro, do you know how to play the real guitar?" And I'm like, haha, yeah, I do.
He just pulls it from the back of the chair. I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's over here, man.
It's like, this is a real guitar. Like, wait, how is that possible? You're playing Guitar Hero? He's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. It's like Guitar Hero players actually play guitar, dude. That's sick. Like,
that's cool.
Dang, you said 8 years old though. Like when that dropped, I was in college playing this.
Well,
wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, like when Guitar Hero like got big, we were in college, like just around all the college friends, just rock it out, and you're just like, oh yeah, I mastered this at 8. I'm just like,
that's
yeah. I was a true gamer back then.
That's cool.
Yes.
I'd like to ask this question to everybody that we have as a guest on the Coin Sauce podcast. You're playing in Smash Bowl, but I have to know, which remote controller are you using? We've heard people slightly try to transition over to the Pro controller, the Nintendo Switch, or people are sticking with the classic GameCube remote. Which one are you battling with?
Okay, so personally, I think the Pro controller, like the Switch Pro controller, is the best controller Nintendo has ever done, right? Like ever, in my opinion. It's like super comfy, whatever, right? But because of nostalgia purposes, because of my nostalgia, I use GameCube controller. Like that's it. I stick to it. It's the one and only, man. I've always played with it. Like I remember when Brawl came out, since it came out on the Wii, I was like, well, the Wii has the GameCube thingies, right, for you to like plug it in. So I was like, I hope you can play with it. And then when they said you could, I was like, I'm so happy. Then in Smash 4, they said, hey, we have an adapter. I was like, oh, that's crazy. I like that because it's the only controller I use ever for Smash. And then for Switch, it was the same thing. So I was like, oh, thank God they stuck to it, man. Because like, I cannot play Smash with any other controller because I'm way too used to it. Super, super used to it.
Yeah.
Man,
okay, I just gotta know.
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just gotta know, just because I think out of probably like one we've had say it's like a pro controller for them. Everybody else has been GameCube. Cleo is GameCube. I just need to know, because I'm playing like this. What? Yeah, what is it about is it really like the controller where I'm just not progressing as much? Because I play with everybody, and I am just still at beginner phase.
You don't even have the thing where you put the joys in and it's that controller?
That thing makes it a lot better.
And I'm not getting better at this game. So do I really need to just go ahead and get me a game? Because I missed out on GameCube. So is it really worth it?
I don't think so, yeah. However, it's the one thing that I always tell like people is like, I don't think the controller has anything to do with like how people progress in the game, like learning or improving. Because controllers and control schemes are literally just a personal thing, you know? It's like if you feel comfortable, for example, in your case, right? You feel comfortable playing with Joy-Cons, it's like you stick to the Joy-Cons, it's whatever, right? There's people who like back in Smash 4, you know, like the Wii mode, right? Like the mirror mode. You could play with it sideways. And people used to play with that. I don't know how, but they did. Or even Wii mode and nunchuck. I had a guy in my region who was top 5. The guy was pretty good. So it's literally just a matter of like what you feel comfortable with, right? However, if you really do feel like the Joy-Cons are limiting you, go for the GameCube, like for sure, man. Go for it, you know, like whatever fits your style.
Yeah, because my hands are giant. Like I suffer from giantism, so that's
definitely a problem with Joy-Cons. Yep.
Yeah,
that's a problem with Joy-Cons.
All right, I'm gonna get a GameCube controller. It's about just getting done right now.
Did you customize? I know that customization is like a crazy thing with gamers right now. Do you have any like custom controllers?
I have one. I don't have it with me right now because I'm at my girlfriend's place. But no, the one I have right now is just the default Smash Ultimate Edition one. However, I have one that is from Combo Breaker because I won the tournament. So I was like, it's funny because I won the tournament and my controller broke mid-set before grand finals, and I was like, damn, I need a controller, right? Well, a friend of mine lent me his controller. But I was like, if I win this, I'm buying a controller Combo Breaker Edition, right? And I did. And like, since I won the tournament, I was like, all right, we buying that, right? But it was custom in the sense of like, it was just like paint and whatever. No mods on the buttons or anything. Because I've tried them, but it's like I just want to play with a game controller, you know. I don't want a mechanical keyboard. Like, what's that for, you know? Like, I don't know, man.
Right. Did you say you won with a broken controller though?
Yep.
You didn't even switch it out?
No. Well, I mean, like I'm telling you, my friend lent me his controller, and then I had to play with that controller the entire tournament. But it was still a pain because I was like, well, this is gonna work for this tournament, but what about the rest? Like, what about the rest? You know?
That's dope.
That's facts.
That's Black Air Force energy right there.
Right?
I'm in with a broken controller. That's dope. That's super dope.
That's some old Kurt Angle stuff from like wrestling. I came through and won a whole gaming tournament with a freaking broken controller.
My favorite part about Cleo always asking that question is as soon as whoever, like, you know, when we ask a pro gamer this, as soon as they hear the word controller, I see their arm do this.
Oh yeah,
they grab it like a pistol. It's so
right.
Like
Cleo immediately did it when he was like, "I do the pro," and I just literally see Cleo.
What is bro? It's weird. It's weird. But I love how he broke it down. You know, saying that the pro controller is the most comfortable controller they've ever put out. I have to agree with him. It is a really comfortable remote controller. I wish this thing worked on all other different like consoles as well. It's like Bluetooth into it, but. Man, it's great to see that, you know, that the GameCube controller has continued to just grow with Smash over time. Like, people can't let go of it. That is the official controller to play Smash Bros. If you want to play it, you got to play it with that remote, man. This is such a great one, though. Oddly designed, but great.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The GameCube one.
Oh, yeah. It is by far one of the weirdest controllers. And you did mention that you think that the Pro Switch controller is the best controller that Nintendo's ever made, right?
Yeah, like ever.
What do you think the worst is? Worst controller,
worst?
PlayStation, Xbox, period.
What's the name of this console they had? The one that like it's like a huge failure. The Gamer Boy, whatever game. No, not the Game Boy, obviously, but what's it called? The little red one with the little Oculus Rift type thing. What's that thing called?
Oh, from
You
back
talking
in the
about
day,
Virtual
Nintendo?
Boy?
Virtual Boy.
Virtual?
There we go. That's the worst one. That's the worst. That
was
the
a
worst
handheld,
controller
right?
ever. Yep.
Oh man, I've never even played that. You went even more old school. than me.
Right, you went really in with it, like Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
What about
Virtual Boy is horrible.
worst console
Worst
controller you've
console?
ever touched?
Worst console controller. I listen. The Wii U gamepad was pretty bad. It's too big. It's way too big. I don't know.
That was
like,
pretty bad. You didn't like the
yeah,
stylus?
Like the Switch is. Oh, the stylus is. I ended up losing it. That's it.
That's why you didn't like it.
yeah, basically.
What do with
But
this?
also too, what was your do you think is the worst game console in general that's ever been made?
Ooh.
I'd say the Virtual Boy, honestly, but
He hates the
I
virtual.
think there's
Virtual Boy.
It was
What
a
happened?
horrible
hate it,
game.
man.
What did it do to scar you so much?
I don't know. It's just I keep seeing reviews of it, and everyone says it's bad, and then I say the same thing. It's like, why is it so bad, right? And then I take a look at the gameplay and stuff, and it's like, why is everything so red? Like, I don't get it. Like, black and white, I can get behind, right? But like, why were the graphics red, bro? They make no sense.
I couldn't even tell you. I didn't have one.
Didn't have
Damn.
it.
Yeah, no, me neither.
So I have a question because this is so random, and I don't think we've ever asked anybody this. You're obviously putting in a lot of practice when you play these games. What are your top gaming snacks? Like when I was growing up, we was eating bagel bites and pizza rolls and stuff like that. Triangle cut sandwiches. What is the new age? I got to train for X amount of hours. What are your snacks you're laying out?
Well, I was gonna say like pizza's probably the one I would go for. Like if I order pizza, I'm always playing with pizza, right? Like or in general when I'm playing, I just have this feeling of like, yo, guys want to order pizza or something? Like I don't know, it's just like a gamer thing. I don't know. But besides that, is maybe just like some chips, like some what are they called? Like flaming hot chips. There we go. That's what they're called. Yeah, those I love. I love them so much.
I smell a brand deal. Keep that
Right.
pizza thing going. Keep that
There you go.
pizza thing going as much as you can.
Yeah, I mean I'm not gonna
So
lie.
let us know though.
Last
So
pretty good too.
we know Flaming Hots is the chips. What's the pizza? What's the go-to pizza?
Oof, bro, I don't know. I think just probably pepperoni. Listen, I'm not a hater of like pineapple on pizza because I actually think it's kind of decent. I'm gonna be fully honest.
I don't get the
Right.
hubbub. I think it's good too.
Right?
You're both psychopaths.
Bro, listen, you gotta put some ham, some bacon, and then some pineapple, and you're set, bro. You're more than set, dude.
You can do that
Oh,
as
no,
you
my
serve
man.
your 18 years in a maximum security prison with the rest of it.
That's not an option.
Oh
in
my
prison.
god. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some cheese crust pizza. That sounds good.
Ooh, the cheese filled? Oh,
Yep.
okay. You might be a little crazy. For sure. He's used to beating up. That's for sure somebody who beats up a couple people a day.
Let me get
Oh
that
my
stuffed
God.
cheese crust.
the sliced crust first. That's funny. I used to love those.
Now, one thing we also have added too as a question. So we do kind of cross with sports and gaming when it comes to this podcast. And so you being from Mexico, I wanted to ask you one thing I've always been into that I think makes a team is a mascot. And so since you are such a pro Smash player, I wanted to know, who do you think out of the roster of characters on Smash would be the best representation of Mexico?
Oh, of Mexico.
Who would be
Wait,
Mexico's mascot out of the Smash characters?
I mean, I think it'd have to be Joker because of Leo, right? But if we're talking like a character who has like this feeling of like you look at the character and you go, oh, that guy's Mexican, I think it'd have to be. Damn, I gotta think about this really, really, really well. I think it'd have to be. No, I have no idea, man. There's just so
Yoshi.
many characters.
Yoshi gives
Yoshi
me-
has to look Mexican.
Yoshi gives me Mexican pride vibes.
You know what? Wait, no, hang on a second. Ken looks kind of Mexican, bro. I know he's not Mexican at all because he's technically no, he is American, right? But if you look at it with his alt of like he looks like from Cancun, bro. That one's for sure, bro.
Okay.
I can see Ken passing as definitely a good mascot for Mexico. I can see it.
Actually, yes, scratch that. Terry definitely because of King of Fighters for sure, bro. Yo, we love King of Fighters over here, so for sure, Terry. I was getting that super wrong.
Okay, so we're going with Terry as your final. That's gonna be the official Smash Bros. Mascot for Mexico.
Yeah, for sure, because we love King of Fighters over here, man. We love it. When Terry came out, everyone popped up. Everyone.
Okay. So you're in Mexico now?
Yeah, I'm in Mexico. Yep.
Okay, cool. Cleo, what'd you say? Sorry.
I was wondering how King of Fighters like reacted worldwide, and it's great to hear that like that franchise was really big in Mexico, because in the States like it wasn't really that big. Like we didn't gravitate toward King of Fighters. I don't know why we didn't. I know it was big overseas, but I didn't know Mexico had a big connection with King of Fighters. But that's pretty damn cool. I gotta look into it.
Yeah, because you see the thing is, I don't know about how like the U.S. handles it, right? But over here, we do have 7-Eleven and like Circle K and all those things, right? But what we have especially is like little corner stores where you will go like buy chips or whatever, like type some sort of like mini markets, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but we have them pretty much around every single corner that you look at in Mexico, right? And those stores, they had like arcade machines over there, and you would put like 25 cents and you'd be able to play, or 25 American cents I'm talking, by the way, and you would be able to play. And they were pretty much in every store that you could think of. So, like, I asked my dad, right, like, what did you do in your childhood? And he would be like, oh, like, my mom would tell me, like, yo, go for some tortillas and can keep the change, right? Or sometimes if my grandma would tell him, like, you cannot keep the change, he would still spend the change of the tortillas by playing King of Fighters over there at the little store, you know? So that's why it has such an attachment over here in Mexico, because pretty much everyone played it. It was so easy to play.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, I can only imagine like the arcade cabinets that are like in Mexico and stuff like that, like special editions that may not have made it over here. Because you always see in Japan like different versions of like stuff for like video game consoles and like cabinets and everything like that. So I can only imagine like what y'all may have came across that we didn't have.
They probably had some. I like didn't get to experience it, unfortunately, because like right now there are some stores that still have them, but they mostly have pinball machines now. So I really don't know what they had, but they probably did have some limited edition stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So I did want to go talk a little bit about business, if we could. You know, I do consider, I don't know, maybe this is like the first or second wave of gamers that are actually getting paid. You know what I mean? Like when we were kids, this was strictly a hobby. And now you're kind of in this almost like this renaissance of gaming. You earned almost 3K just in this Smash Bowl alone. Is this the first competition that had like money involved that you were winning, or is this kind of just something that you always do?
Well, I mean, competitions like before like this whole pandemic situation had money involved. However, this is the first one that has had a total of like, what is it, 50K prize pot total, something like that. Like that is the first thing I've ever heard. Like when I was told like, yo, you want to compete in this? Yes, don't even tell me the details. I want to compete in it. Yes. 100 times yes. But no, it's not the first time. I've had other tournaments where whether they are invitational tournaments or just open tournaments, they have had money involved, but nothing compared to this tournament. This tournament is just, my goodness, tons of money in it, bro.
So it's going to be hard to go back to low-paying tournaments after this. It seems like you kind of like, now that you're a part of this, it seems like you're gotta now it's like, all right, how much is the, oh no, that's not enough. That's not enough for your boy now.
Like for example, here in Mexico, like the most amount of money I've gotten out of like a weekly tournament is like maybe $100, maybe. So like But then in the
that's a big
US, the max, the max I've gotten in the US for a local, like a weekly tournament, it's like $200. So yeah, but
Big
that's
difference.
weekly, right?
All
Those
right.
are small. Yeah.
The rate
Okay.
just
Then like
went up for
majors,
you, Mike.
yeah. The problem with majors though is that even though they are big tournaments and they are like the ones that matter the most, is that it's a debate that we had like before the pandemic situation that they don't pay as much unless you get like top 3. And even then, the difference between like the payout between top 1 and 2 is pretty big. So like that's also an issue.
Damn. Poor 4th place. Imagine putting in all that work.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, because I
Hey,
remember
you
at
just gotta go home.
SmashCon, I got 5th at SmashCon, which was the first tournament I got top 8 at in Ultimate. And I got like $1,000, 800 maybe. But then I took a look at the 4th place winnings and it was like 2,000, and I was like, I just played a $1,000 money match there, bro. Like, damn.
Oh, that's a weird way to think of it. Yeah. Sheesh.
Yep.
What did the first player? Do you remember what first place walked away with in that one?
Probably like 5,000, 6,000, maybe more. I'm not really sure.
In a day
But
for a day
it's
playing
still
video
a
games.
big difference. Yeah.
That's dope. I wouldn't even consider that like, oh, you just played video games for a day and you got 6,000. No, sir, that's not. I feel like at that level of competition, it's not fun. That's a stressful day. That's a work day.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like, well, if you try to make a living off of just tournaments, you definitely have to be like consistent with like getting top 3. But being consistent is pretty hard, especially in a game as explosive as Ultimate. Not that you cannot do it, right? But like, it's still hard. Like, I think I'm actually, or I was, because there's no offline right now. I was one of the most consistent players. I would be getting between top 5 and top 3. And then I would get like 17 at some tournament, like eventually, right? But then I would come back and still get 3rd or 5th. But it was also pretty hard because it's like, well, if you get 5th, you get like $500, and it's like, well, that's not enough, you know? So I think you also have to start doing stuff like streaming, YouTube content, start getting sponsored, you know? So like you have to like not try to make a living of just competing. You have to do everything that you can, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to this man, guys. If this is what you want to do, listen to this man.
Turn
Sorry,
yourself
Cleo,
into
go.
a content creator. That's what I'm talking about. Stream, do your content, give tips, tricks, whatever. Let the people know exactly how it is on that side of it, man. You're going into the Smash Bowl finals January 31st. Okay, right around the corner. The days are creeping by. Your first match is against Spargo. My question for you is, have you played Spargo at all, ever, before?
Yes. I have played him offline twice, and I beat him 3-0 and 3-2, if I remember correctly. And then the first time I played him online when the pandemic started, he wrecked me. I was not ready, dude. And then the last tournament I played against him right now online, I think it was like 1 or 2 months ago, and I beat him 3-1. But this is Smash Bowl, and it's not just any tournament, so who knows, man? I don't know. Like, anything can happen. All I know is that guy's godlike on Wi-Fi, dude. That guy's godlike, dude. So like, I don't mess with him, bro. I don't mess with him, you know.
Yeesh. Okay. So are you kind of like getting your head in the headspace of training and stuff like that? Like how many hours you putting in a day?
Maybe like 3 or 4, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do like
Nice
3
little
or
picture.
4 in a row, and then I'll go do something else so that I don't burn out, and then I'll come back.
Oof. Okay.
So, do you know who? I know the tournament does have some rule. Will probably have some rule sets at the finals. But do you have anybody in mind that you are going to come in already wanting to pick to play with for the finals?
You mean in terms of rule sets?
Oh, well, no, just your character wise. Like, who will you be mainly in the tournament?
Well, if it's one of those rule sets where like I have to pick a certain character and I'm not able to pick my main, I have a couple characters. But if not, if it's just a rule set that like messes with like the stages or if there's items or stamina mode or whatever, then I'll probably just go Game & Watch.
Okay. Well, let's say, for instance, you can't pick your main then, and it is a rule set where you have to pick somebody else. Who would be your 3 go-to characters?
I'd go Pichu, Wolf, and then the third one would be hard, probably Hero or Wario.
Okay. Pichu, huh? A lot of people
Yeah.
stop playing Pichu. He's so light. He's the lightest character, right?
Yeah, by a huge margin.
Man, that's kind of scary. I feel like you can get
Right?
out with like 10, 15% damage and they'll fly you off the screen. Like, I just started.
Yeah, especially if it has Final Smash on. No, you mentioned it. That's probably not a good idea.
Okay. All right, I helped.
I would love for you to throw Link back in the mix, man. I need to see a tournament one with Link. I have been playing Link since the very first Smash Bros. N64, and I have never jumped off that character. And I have yet to see someone win an ultimate tournament playing as Link. So just know I'm putting that out there. If it,
Why'd you drop Link?
If it come true, let me know.
Why'd you drop him?
My Link is not bad. Why I drop him? Because well, actually, like I said, in Smash 4, he was my secondary alongside Ryu. But I don't know, it's just an ultimate. They changed so much from him that I just don't like him anymore. He's like way too complicated now, you know? He's like, you gotta get these bombs set up, so you gotta do so many things, and it's like, no. That doesn't look good, you know? I don't like that. Yeah, like, no, I don't like that.
No.
He is pretty complicated. But I would say that Game & Watch isn't complicated. Would you say he's simple?
I think he's a very easy character, yes, at low to mid level. But I think he is extremely hard at top level. Like, his neutral is really, really hard to play, which is why I think I struggled using him at the beginning of Ultimate. And I think he is really hard to understand in terms of like matchups, because like Game & Watch has a lot of matchups that he wins or goes even with. But if you don't know how to play the matchup, or if you have never played it at all, you're gonna get ripped. Like it becomes like one of his worst matchups if you don't know how to play it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I just have a quick question I wanted to throw out there because the show is sort of anchored in kind of like passing off info to people who want to be like a streamer or a pro player like yourself. So you mentioned that if you want to survive in this game, you can't just straight up, go tournament to tournament. You have to learn how to do content and stream and get sponsored. For anyone who may be watching that's a huge fan of you or just the culture in general, what kind of advice would you give to somebody who's just now starting to make content, just now starting to stream? How would you go about getting a sponsor, starting your Twitch? Like what advice would you have to the next person?
So the first thing, and probably one of the most important ones, is to have a lot of social media, you know? Because like, for example, you can start streaming on whichever platform you want, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, whatever, right? Whichever platform you have, you still need to have, like, for example, Twitter. Twitter is really good for Smash because like that's probably where the community is the most active. You might want to have Instagram. If you stream on Twitch, then probably make a little post on your YouTube as well that, hey, I'm streaming on Twitch, come watch me. Because that's funny, because like the thing is, if you make videos on YouTube and you get a huge audience there, you can transfer some of that audience to your Twitch, and it'll make it a little bit easier than just growing your Twitch by itself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing, and the one that I find the most important, is to, one, never give up, because I know it's pretty stressful to see your stream. It happens to me, like, to this day, you know? That to see your stream and see that, like, oh, maybe I'm not getting as many followers or viewers or subs or whatever, right? But you gotta understand that it's just like a real job. It's like some days you will be super productive and you will be like super active and stuff. And some other days will be like very lazy, very slow type of thing. But that's part of it, you know? It's very, very normal. So you gotta like be very chill. And then the other one is to just be yourself. Just literally be yourself. Because I see so many streamers that try to be something that they are really not. And it doesn't work out because it seems like a really forced attitude that they have, that they're trying to like just be like, they're trying to be funny, right? But the person won't be funny at all. And you can tell that the person is just trying to be funny just cause. Not because they are funny, but just because they're trying to be funny. And it's like, yeah, you can try and be funny, but try to be funny by being yourself. Like, you have a certain sense of humor, use that. Don't try to use a sense of humor that isn't yours. Or like, you try to be entertaining by being yourself, bro. Like some people think like, yo, I'm super boring and stuff, so that's why I'm not trying to be myself. Well, if you think about it that way, then you're not gonna get anywhere. You have to like find a way. Just find a way to like make your stream by being yourself. Try to take that from yourself. Try to take everything that you have to put it into your audience, and that's how you're gonna slowly build your community. You know.
That was very well said. That was
Yeah.
very well said.
Shout out to you,
No
man.
follow-ups.
Yeah.
Right? Mic drop.
That drops mic. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Will, we lose you? Will, we
Yeah.
lost you, Will.
I don't know why my mic was mute for some reason.
Dang.
I don't know why my mic
back
was mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry
you
about
good,
that.
yeah.
I was saying, I did have one last thing, and but I have to pass it to Pat for this as well. So we have this thing that we always like to tell the Smash players that come on this show that we like to kind of a challenge we like to permit to them, and so Pat explains it a lot better than I do. So Pat, the floor is yours.
So, thank you, Will. This is something fun that we like to end our episodes with Smash players, especially the pro ones. We're not great. Cleo's the best. Me and Will.
That's not true. Pat, me.
Okay. He's still on the Joy-Cons. Once he gets to we'll be neck and neck.
I forgot.
But you know, you're obviously you're winning money. You're playing 4 hours a day. You're killing people in the game. Hopefully, just in the game. We like to issue a challenge called an arcade tokens jumping, where we play Smash 3 versus 1 just to see if we can knock one stock off of you. We just want to. If somebody can custom make us a back alley level or somewhere just real sketchy, and we can just come through 3 versus 1. We just want to see if we can get one stock off of a pro player. If you're into it,
I am super down.
Hey, super! Come on, not hold off with the confidence.
Right. I mean, he plays a game with Mr. Game and Watch. There's some confidence there already.
Man, we gonna get panned.
It's still pretty hard because 3-1 is hard.
We gonna get
Out of
smacked
everyone
up with
we
panned.
put challenge through, he's the one I'm most worried about because of Mr. Game and Watch. Like that is
Really?
a dangerous character. If you know how to, yeah, and I mean, come on, this guy's going to the finals with that character. Oh no, I'm nervous for him. I'm nervous.
I'm nervous.
I promise you.
I don't think no one else is laughing at us. He's like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have value.
3-on-1s are hard sometimes. Yeah, let's do it. I promise you, I'm going out on the trampoline. I promise you, it's just because I know it's me. Somehow I'm going out on a trampoline for Mr. Game and Watch.
Well, man, we appreciate your time so much. This has been a really, really fun interview. Good luck to you in the finals. I hope to see Game and Watch, make it all the way. And whenever you're ready for a beat down, and I don't know which way that's going, you're given the beat down. Just let us know, and we appreciate you for stopping by Coin Toss, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Anytime, you guys let me know. I'm down anytime, really. But yeah, thank you guys for having me as well. It was definitely pretty fun.
All right, man. Meister representing for Mexico. He
Yes,
talked
sir.
about how his family used to play King of Fighters and old arcade cabinets. He was born in 2000. He wasn't even alive when the first Smash came out, guys. And here he is generations later, and we get to see him and 7 other guys go into a tournament getting ready to compete for a grand prize, bro, like 50K. To they pocket for the Smash. Ain't bad.
That's a lot.
Smashing for 50K ain't a bad life.
This interview let me know what getting old is. Getting old is realizing that at one point we think that only kids don't know about Nintendo and 64. Getting old is realize that grown men out there and men and women have no idea what you were doing as a kid. That is getting old. And I was just like, okay.
Yes, video games definitely show your age. The fact to know that there is a almost 15-year gap between a video game you played in college and this kid played when he was 8. And then also too, though, I think the greatest takeaway from all of this is to all those people who ever told us video games are a waste of time. It is going to wreck your brain. It will melt your brain. when it taught a person who could potentially win $50,000 not only how to be better at something and concentrate, it also taught him how to read.
Forgot about that. Wow. Mario and Flood taught that man how to read. We are in 2021, y'all.
Yes, we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever think video games are not a part of the culture and not essential, you just need to keep watching Coin Toss with us, the Arcade Tokens, Gridiron Gaming, and of course our sponsor, Caesars Awards. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode. Make sure you follow twitch.tv/ThunderGamingLA to check out the Smash Bowl. Make sure you check out the Arcade Tokens YouTube channel and Twitch, both the Arcade Tokens. Make sure you check out our personal pages on social, YouTube, and Twitch. Myself, Will Farrow, Cleo Thomas, and Patrick Cloud, except on Twitter, where it is Pats on Your Back. This is all you got to remember. Pats on Your Back. Thank you for checking this out again. We have been the Arcade Tokens. I am the Anomaly Will Farrow.
Cleo Thomas, aka Mrs. Slick Living.
And I'm Patrick Cloud.
We will catch you next time.